My name is Alina De La Vega, and I'm here with my Theta healer, Gigi. Your real name is?
Gizella.
Gizella. I'm here with her because I have been working with her for a little bit now, and it really has changed my life. It has been very powerful for me as a tool that I hopefully will learn to do it on my own. But with her, I've been working with her, and I feel like there's been a big shift in me and really bringing out the best version of myself. So I wanted to ask you, what is Theta Healing, and explain it to everybody so that they understand what it is. Because a lot of times people come to me and they ask me what it is, and I recommend it, but it's hard for me to really explain it.
So Theta Healing is an amazing modality that helps to get you into a theta brainwave and helps to connect to source or creator. What happens when you're getting into a theta brainwave, it's almost like opening up a door to your subconscious. It's an amazing tool to heal yourself and also create beautiful manifestations in your life to change your reality.
And is it easy to get into Theta brainwave? How do you get into it?
So naturally, we are in theta brainwave twice a day. Before we go to bed, like we're getting into a theta brainwave, and then we're getting a theta brainwave just before falling asleep. But with this modality, with this meditation, we can get there instantly. It takes practice to get there, but anyone can learn it, and you can get there within 30 seconds when you practice it. So theta brainwave is like your brainwave is slower, and you feel more calm, more blissful. And also your intuition opens up. When you're in a theta brainwave, like you start feeling energies, you start maybe remembering your past lives, you can see ancestral programs. So it's a very, very powerful brainwave.
And when you do the meditation, you get into the meditation, you stay in the meditation, and you continue throughout theta brainwave, or do you come in and out of it?
Yeah, that's a good question, because at the beginning when we start, we might not be able to stay in the theta brainwave because we get used to the beta or even alpha brainwave. But with practice, you can stay in the brainwave throughout the day.
Okay, and a lot of times people feel like if they're gonna be in this brainwave, they're gonna be too zen and not have the fire and the energy to get to work. How could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, so it's not the case. Even like when athletes, for example, get into the zone, they go into the theta and beta, theta and gamma brainwave. The theta brainwave, also the brainwave when you like your brainwave slows down, but your intuition opens up. For example, when you dance or when you hike, you can also get into a theta brainwave. And when you're in this brainwave, actually you're very active, you're very aware, you're not sleepy, you're very aware and you're very active, and that's when like you feel truly aligned. That's when you're in the zone and it feels amazing.
When the magic happens.
When the magic happens, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. And how did you get into Theta Healing?
I started doing healing work since I was 17, 18 years old, and I was searching for answers. I wanted to remember because I knew I forgot what I knew. So I wanted to remember what I forgot. So first I started doing Reiki, I started doing pranic healing, I started doing different modalities, and my background is sports psychology, so I wanted to add different things to it. And when I get to the stage of my life, I was like, I know there is something more in life. I asked God on my birthday that I wanted to be a healer right now, right here. And accelerate my learning process, I asked God. So 2 weeks later, I had a basketball-sized tumor in my belly.
Wow.
A stage 4 cancer, it was ovarian cancer, and doctors gave me 1% that if I don't do chemo, they only gave me 1% to survive. And I refused chemo, I chose not to do it, and I was praying to God to give me a tool that I can heal myself. I had this inner knowing that I have a life purpose, and I knew that there is more to it, and I knew if I can heal myself, I have such a big, strong faith that anything can happen. So Theta Healing came into my life, and I resonate with it right away. So I start practicing, I start using on myself, and what I start feeling that the tumor starts shrinking.
Wow.
And then within a year, it was completely gone.
That's amazing.
And it's been 10 years, and I know my health is better than ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
So talking about that, a lot of people ask me, what I recommend them, because I know that they're going through something, but they say, but what do I talk to her about? What do I need to do? What is it that it helps with? Yeah. So what could you tell us about who needs to go, or can everybody go? What are the different things that it helps with?
So usually people come to me when they have an issue, they want to have a solution, whether
Right.
it's health issues. A lot of times I work with people with health issues or peak performance, or they want to improve something in their lives. So if you feel that your life is amazing and nothing to improve, you don't need the
Right.
session. But if you want to improve your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's finances or your health, you can look at what is causing the issue through. It's imagine like I'm gonna scan you and I go straight into where the issue is, the root cause or the key problem, and usually it's in the subconscious.
Yeah.
So instead of working with the conscious level, which is only 10%, most of the things are in the subconscious. Your beliefs, attitudes, everything is in the subconscious. A lot of times it's suppressed emotion from childhood or past life or ancestral programs. So with Theta, we can go deep into that and change those.
That's actually something that I loved about our session, because I went to Gigi to talk about health issues. I have mentioned a lot of times that I was going through a hormonal changes, or I felt like I was, and I introduced you to Alexia, and it's become like full circle. But what I loved the most was that I felt that there was actually like the problem or whatever was happening, and then a resolution, which was, you asked me, which I love, is can I download? So we were removing, let's say, fear. Let's just use an example. You were removing fear and downloading security, safety, all these beautiful things. So I actually felt it was something that you were putting into me, a new belief system, let's call it. And I thought that was amazing, because you go for health and then you go for something else, or you're struggling with anxiety or anything else, and it really makes you feel different after you go through the session.
That's so true. Like you can truly feel the changes, and a lot of times people don't even know what it feels like to not to have anxiety, for example, because they always felt anxiety. So a lot of times after the session, people responding back to me that they feel completely different. They feel more joy. They feel more blissful, more creative. They sleep better, and a lot of times which is very interesting. Sometimes a lot of times, which is very interesting, that people come for an issue and then something has changed. For example, they want to work on their relationships, and then they tell me that they lost 20 pounds. Right. Or they want to work on the health issue, and then they start to make more money, because the belief systems are connected, yes, and they work as a complex system. And it's so beautiful and so interesting to see how their belief system works and what causing what and why. And I just love uncovering those, because the body is a miracle, and we hold on to things that we don't even remember. And then with Theta Healing, we have to release whatever is no longer serving you and download and instill the things that will help you. It's almost like a remembrance, yeah.
And it's not easy, because a lot of people still don't believe in this. And one of the reasons I'm so in love with all of this is because I'm also a digger, and I love to learn, and I know there's more out there. And I really realized that everything does come from the past. Everything does come from your childhood. And there's things that trigger you, or things that get you upset, or anxieties, and they could be resolved through this. And most of the things that are triggering you or is emotion, right? So I feel like all your emotions is what causes a lot of these health issues. You hear people that went through a horrible divorce, or they went through something very hard emotionally, and then they have this cancer, they go through something, digestive tract, all these things. And I think that the root cause of it is emotion.
Yes, completely. And that's the thing that right now it's really like people awakening to that we are more than our physical bodies, and our emotional energy can affect our physical bodies and vice versa. For example, when we eat healthy, we feel better. Yeah. Or when we suppress our emotion, the body wants to purge it out. So the symptoms will come up to the surface to be seen and to notice, to shift it. And with Theta, we can truly, truly uncover those things and literally shift it. It's super easy, super fast. I find it is one of the most effective and fastest way to heal things.
That's what I notice also,
Yeah.
because I've done regressions and I've done some past life work and I've done some of that, but it's a little harder to get into it, or
Yes.
it takes a little bit more time. And when we started the session, you said, we're going to start, and oh, we're there, we're done.
Yes.
You know, it was quick, and it didn't feel like so much.
Yes.
After, yes, because the first time I think I slept for 12 hours or something, because I think I released everything. But after that, it was almost like therapy. It was almost like we were talking and you were connecting to me, and you were, right? Because what you're saying is what you're hearing and thinking. Not thinking, but what they're telling you, correct?
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yes, my intuition is guiding me, and I'm being shown where to go, how to go, and just connecting to this higher power. So the session doesn't work on a logical level. It goes so much deeper than that, because I know exactly, like when I scan you, I can tell, for example, where like a blood issue coming from. Like maybe the person was 8 years old and their parents got divorced, and the person hasn't resolved it. So I know exactly where did it start and what the person is learning from it. So I'm going to be guiding you in a way where we go straight into the issue.
And you clear it for
And
them.
we clear it. Yeah, it's not just we look at it, but also we shift it in the session right away.
So a couple of questions. How many sessions would you need to do in order to clear something? Do you tell the client that after you scan them?
Yeah, so that's something that is depending on the person. I've seen so many instant healing. I even had instant healing on cancer. A person was supposed to do surgery and we cleared it and didn't have to take surgery.
Amazing.
It's really depending on the complexity of the belief system, and also how open a person is, and also my connection with the divine too, because it does sometimes take practice to truly trust your intuition, to be able to sort out what's coming from fear, what's coming from doubt, and what's coming from the higher self or the divine. So it does take practice. But when you're practicing and you're trusting, you get so much understanding of what's happening. And again, what we talk about is that you can do it for other person, but you can do it for yourself. So literally you are your own healer, your own coach, and you connecting with the highest, most intelligent source of the universe can exactly show you what's happening within you, why, and you just have to ask questions and just listen.
That's amazing. That's awesome. And how would you differentiate this, Theta Healing, from a regular therapy or any type of meditation therapy?
So a lot of time therapy, I mean, there's different type of therapies like psychology, counseling. A lot of time they work with the conscious mind. They work in the beta brainwave, where they more on a surface level. They're not going deeper into suppressed emotions as much. With theta, it's literally like I look at the soul signature of the person. I see everything. What I need to see in the session, I can see your future timelines, your past lifetimes, your parallel lives, your ancestors. I can see everything in a session, and we pull out whatever we need to work with. And because of that, it's just taken straight into what we need to upgrade or resolve or download and create. So with theta, it's not only about like resolving issues, but also it's a manifestation brainwave. When you're in a theta brainwave, when you feel amazing, when you feel blissful, literally your thoughts instantly create. That's why when you feel amazing, like think of something and it's already there.
Yeah. No, and I like what you said about you heal yourself, because something I've learned in the process is listening to your intuition. I feel like we all have the answers, and you go to a therapist, which it's great too if that works for you, but you tend to talk and you're listening and waiting for someone to give you the answers, but you usually have them within. And if you quiet the mind and quiet yourself and really start listening to your intuition and seeing that what it's telling you is working, getting to that mindset, I can only imagine helps so much more, right? It accelerates it so much more.
Yes, and right now what I see with a lot of people, they're so disconnected from their emotions, or because we live such a fast lifestyle, and a lot of times people learn how to suppress their emotions, how to disconnect from their emotions, run away from the emotion, or they freeze in any shock and trauma, so they lock it into their bodies. So it's sometimes harder for them to access those memories. That's why, like with experience, I can help them to access it and help them to uncover whatever they need to uncover. And then again, with practice, like you can do it for yourself as well.
Which is great.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're not gonna feel like, I think a lot of people, like you said, they're repressing, and then they're scared to open that can.
Yes.
Because then they say, I don't want to feel so much, right? Because when you repress, and I think that really happened to me at one point, because I was just on the go, and then I was like, I don't want to, and I remember they always told me, feel, my astrologer, all my people, and I said, okay. And you don't lose your fire, you don't lose, and maybe you feel for a little bit, but then it gets better. Because I think people are scared that once they open, it's going to get worse.
Yeah, and
right?
I see that a lot of times people are afraid to see what they suppressed, because maybe at the time, maybe when they were young, it was too much for them to handle. Imagine a 6-7 years old, they don't know how to process things. So they suppress it, they lock it in. So later on, when they can deal with it, it will come up to the surface, whether through addiction, health issues, or anything like that. So it's better not to wait for that, but to really see how you can connect back with your feelings, process those things. And you realize it's not as scary as it looks. Sometimes if you don't want to feel a fear, but as soon as you see it, you realize it was not such a big deal. And then it just shifts, it just changes, and then you're not holding on to it anymore. And it's so much freedom outside. It's just your life change, you feel better, you're happier, you're healthier. There's so many benefits.
Yeah, and like you said, things just happen.
Yeah.
Start happening to you, and you start manifesting more and more.
Big time, yeah.
And it's amazing. That's the best part. And also you can show up as a better person, because I think a lot of the work that I do also is because I want to show up for my kids and my husband and be a better, mom, not a better mom than my mom, but just a better mom with more knowledge and knowing, like I had spoken about last year, my daughter went through, I did a video with her because it was important, because it really triggered a lot of my educational emotions and feelings that I had. And it wasn't a big deal, but it did trigger me. Yes. And I did see where she went. And I think that kids are brought into this world also to show you and bring out these emotions in you. So I think that it's just something beautiful that at the end of the day, you're living your most authentic life, right? Without any of this crazy emotion, and you get to know yourself better.
And a lot of times we're repeating the same pattern over and over again. Sometimes it started 6-7 generations back, and you're repeating what your ancestors were feeling, and you keep repeating until you change it. So many times you see that we're changing patterns, for example, abuse or sexual trauma or anything like that after generations, until we clear it for the whole generic line. And
which is what's good with Theta, because Theta, you're aware. How do you clear it? So how?
Yeah, so Theta works on 4 levels. One is from this lifetime, since you were conceived, when you were in the womb, all the way up until now into the future. We also work with 7 generations back and forth in time with ancestral programs. We also work with past lives and parallel lives. So sometimes the past life memory can affect you right now, right here. And we also work on a soul level, which is a soul is your bigger aspect of you, is the wiser, divine self of you, and you still can have soul learnings in this lifetime, which are very deep and very powerful.
That's amazing. Yeah. And once you clear those from the generational, you break the pattern for your kids.
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So then your kids don't have to go through all of that.
You break the pattern. I see this so many times when we change something, and then your sister received the benefit as well, or your children, or your grandmother. And it's beautiful to see how we are so connected through the DNA, because the DNA is not just a physical DNA, but there's a morphogenic field around the DNA that holds all the memories, codes, and everything within us. So when you do your work, you giving more a clean slate for your children, because you don't giving them the trauma, you don't giving them the limiting beliefs, the outdated programs.
So the limiting beliefs, that's a big one.
Limiting beliefs.
So this is amazing. I hope everybody meets Gigi, does her courses, because you do classes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And just experience it, because it really is something, like we said, it helps you, your family, You break belief systems. You're living your most authentic life, and it's
a work in progress. But healing and transformation do not have to be hard. It can be gentle, loving, and powerful at the same time. So it doesn't have to be difficult.
Yeah.
And this modality really teaching you that you can do it with love, with understanding, and you don't have to suffer. There's freedom when we change and align. And again, anybody can learn it who are open to it.
Yes, exactly. You have to be open. That's why I always say, first try, have a session with her, feel it and see, and then if you feel connected to it, then do it. I think we've done a couple sessions, and now I feel I'm ready to now do it and learn more about it. And again, like you said, you don't have to do it to do it on other people. You can do it for yourself. And that's why I would do it. I would do it for myself to really, if you're not around and you're on vacation and I have a freak out, I can sit and do it with myself. So I think that it's another tool in the toolbox, right?
It is the
tool. Maybe the only tool you need.
The only tool you need.
Right?
You can have other tools as well, but like your connection with the divine is the ultimate tool.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for being with us. It's such an honor.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy. Thank you.
Thank you.